You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast. Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. It is the home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Here on a fucking Vale the Queen public holiday because, I mean, the death of a monarch doesn't really stop what we do, does it?
Look, it doesn't stop dribble and yarn.
No.
That we do know. Just doesn't. In fact, nothing can.
No.
Nothing can stop the power of dribble and of yarn. Shout out to Queenie.
To be honest, I only watched like 5-10 minutes of her televised funeral. But fuck me, if you were commentating that thing, you needed to have your full license in terms of dribble and yarn because those motherfuckers were working their dicks off.
They were. The English one on ABC, the English commentary, he basically said absolutely fuck all. He'd speak every 10 minutes.
But then he'd still be like, there's the Queen's consort.
Yeah.
The Queen's consort do it. Or like, I saw a bit on the Channel 9 where it was like,
There's Princess Charlotte.
but like,
William.
there was like really
And then
sort of,
that'd be it.
but like really bitchy sort of like, and there's Prince George. Big decision from the family to bring him to his grandma's funeral. I'm like, is it though? Like, or great grandma's funeral? Like, who doesn't go to their fucking grandma's funeral? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? I just, the weird like over analysis and like,
Harry and Andrew not in their military
in their military, which I think is incredibly unfair to Harry considering he's now basically like one of them just didn't feel like being a royal and the other one accused of kiddie shit.
Well, one's had his title stripped for kiddie shit. So, you know.
The other one was just like, I'm
outta here.
Yeah. But like at least let me wear my sword and stuff.
Yeah, let me fucking feel like a bit of a
Let me rock
badass.
my sword on grandma's fucking funeral.
Mate, it was like, you know, it was what it was. I find that shit interesting, and we've talked about it before. It's literally, because all the shit they do is old school as fuck, it's like a line straight into the past.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it's...
Take out the hearse, which
yeah,
she
we'll
was in
just
at the end, and it's like, that's what they were doing.
We'll just switch it to like horse-drawn carts, right? And then we're back in the past.
But they were pulling that gun carriage thing that was fucking old as Methuselah.
Yeah, but then they're all in like Jags and shit. All the like families
behind,
rocking up.
yeah, that's true.
They're in some pretty ballin' ass
They
cars.
were in some nice cars.
Yeah, they were nice.
I kept thinking about the guys that were lifting her going, imagine if someone slipped and they dropped her.
And Queenie rolls out.
Imagine if she rolled out.
I wouldn't half surprised if they dropped her and nothing was in there.
You don't reckon Queenie's in there? I reckon she'd have to be.
Why?
Because it's part of the farewell thing. If she's not there, she's not there.
Yeah, but what I mean is like they could very easily have just...
Why?
Because maybe they don't want to have her out there for fucking... You know, like, I don't know, maybe they've already buried her.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I just wouldn't be surprised if there was fuckery afoot. I don't trust anything.
Yeah, but that's fuckery for the sake of fuckery.
Yeah, it's not for the
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they said, oh, we're bringing the Mona Lisa to Australia, I'd be like, bullshit.
Yeah, I get you, but
you know
maybe
what I mean?
no. But the reason it's not just for the sake of fuckery. It could be just like let's satisfy the commoner, and you know, let them have their like okay.
Let's satisfy the peasants.
When the peasants were sitting there, like when she was sitting there in state or whatever the hell they call it,
Lying in state.
For like how long was it?
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound a bit fucking, but like, does a body get a bit?
I think
How's
they
it
must.
going?
They must
Embalm.
Like, I wonder if you could go into those crypts and shit in Windsor Castle, can you fucking pull out an old king and he's still...
I don't
what
think
sort
they're
of
still
Nixie?
rocking. Well, you look at like pharaohs and stuff. They're considering they're like thousands a year old. They're still pretty good.
Pharaohs are in pretty good nick, I've been led to
Considering
believe.
how old they are.
Correct.
Like,
So I reckon you could wheel down there and pull out a king and be like, fucking how are you?
how you going? I wonder if they're as good at embalming as the Egyptians.
I don't reckon. The Egyptians had it fucking dialed.
Like we probably couldn't build a pyramid as well as they did.
Well, we can, but...
Yeah, but maybe we couldn't, you know? Maybe we couldn't.
Well, we couldn't using the tools we think they had.
We got no idea what tools they used. Just quickly, as I continue to speak with the confidence of a man who knows nothing, if you're watching this, you'll be able to see that our Dirty Merger podcast T-shirts that we are doing with our good friends Den and Kemp, you'll be able to see it here. These go on sale Monday night.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. One of the great shirts all time. Not one of the greatest shirt of all time.
It's bespoke as fuck.
It's bespoke. All of the great storylines and tangents that we go on a
it's all
weekly
there
basis.
on the back. Little caricatures.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a shirt like this made before.
No.
That's worth considering.
Well, it's definitely worth considering.
You know, if you respect the sacred art of dribble and yarn, then I feel like you should probably drape yourself in such fine fabric.
Yeah, again, they're going to be one of a kind in the sense that it's not like there's only one of them made, but they'll only be released once.
We won't do anything like this ever again.
No.
Know that.
Just know that. Back to Queenie. Although I'm actually over it. I don't want to go back to Queenie.
Well, I've got a little bit on the Queen with what
Oh,
you
yeah,
were talking
Dave's
about.
back, by the way.
Hello.
Good to see you, bruh. You
Great
look
to
like
see you
you've
too.
got some sun.
Yeah, it looks like, though, he could get a lot more tan. Like,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
only
I think that's like I think that's a boy getting into some early work.
early work.
You look quite handsome today.
Thank you very much.
You do look handsome. He bought a new jacket, and he won't admit it. He pretends
did.
like it wasn't his holiday jacket,
Yeah.
but it was.
But it definitely was.
It definitely is.
What have you got?
Can't remember now. No, so the Queen was embalmed. The Queen, it was confirmed that it's a centuries-old tradition that they're embalmed, and the coffin was also lined with lead, which stops the body from decomposing as quickly.
So you can pull out an old king.
You could. Okay, can we now just give me a bit of can you catch me up to speed on what happens in the embalming process?
Just get sprinkled with salt, don't you?
Oh, is that it? You just put is that thing just filled with salt?
No, I think they yeah. So
That sounds like she's being seasoned. Herbs, rosemary,
Chicken salt.
bit of garlic.
although it's Britain, so the flavors aren't too intense.
No, that's true.
Nothing too spicy.
No.
It says in the modern
Maybe a nice
procedure,
mint jelly.
Oh fuck.
the blood is drained from one of the veins and replaced by a fluid, usually based on a solution of formaldehyde in water, and that's injected into the main arteries. Cavity fluid is removed with a long hollow needle and is replaced with a preservative. So they pretty much take all the natural juices out of you, the things that will go sour, and chuck in some stuff that keeps.
How long would that take?
You got to drain a human.
Don't you wouldn't that?
Well, if it's machine based, probably not that long. You know, just get a pump going. That would be it, dude. It's not like someone's doing it. It's not like someone's siphoning it like a fucking hose.
Well, how would they? Well, I suppose you just like
Back in the day, you just prick a vein,
prick a vein and
bleed out.
yeah. Good Lord.
It's pretty fucking. How you going?
It says around 2 hours it takes to embalm a body,
See, that's pretty quick.
That is
including
pretty quick.
washing and drying of the hair and the body.
Quite a task.
I hope they aren't using big shampoos getting their grubby little mitts all over Queenie. Are they just rinsing her hair, or are they wanting to like?
Oh, I'd like to think it was just a rinse, Tom.
I don't know. It seems like a bit of a process. It says the embalmed body is also carefully massaged to relax muscles and joints tensed by rigor mortis.
Yes, rigor mortis, which I'm pretty sure I experienced on the marathon when my entire body stiffened. Like I knew what it was like to live with rigor mortis.
Can you live with rigor mortis?
I think it's really more of a dead person thing, but I needed a massage.
Yeah. Rigor mortis.
If you're not watching it, then you probably
Well, you're not going to get it if you're not watching.
Yeah.
There you go. Queenie's been embalmed.
Public holiday. Some people aren't happy about the public holiday. I'm not one of them, but also we've found ourselves in a fortunate position where public holidays are much like every other day for us. And I say that thankfully and gratefully. Like I don't really care.
Well, like they are and they aren't. It's not really a public holiday for us given that we're here.
Yeah, but like every day's kind of pretty goof off. Not like goof off vibes, but like...
Yeah, a public holiday is a day off completely.
Yeah, but I find...
So that's not like what
No,
we
but
do.
I find that my life generally is like, it's not something I'm like often like, oh, fuck, I need a day off from this. Whereas if you're like in a job every single day, you're like, this is a valuable day. This is like a real fuck it day, you know?
I find it shocking.
Like you wear trackies every day. Like you dress like this no matter what fucking day it is.
Mate, I used to work in the city. There's cunts rolling in like this.
Not you. You weren't rocking in like that in the city. You were fucking R.M. Williams up the eyeballs, wearing like your nice little fucking collared shirts.
But
that
I didn't
kinda
have to
see
be.
through.
I didn't have to be.
But you were.
But I didn't have to be.
But you were.
Didn't have to be.
You were
Though.
keeping up appearances. Now, you couldn't give a fuck, evidently.
Clearly not. Well, it is a public holiday. So I slightly disagree with what you're saying, but what I am going to say is it fucks a lot of businesses over. Small businesses are like, oh, fuck, like we had a heap of shit to do and now I'm fucking paying all my staff to go get on the piss and they've all put in leave for Friday as well.
Yeah,
Just
or if
write
they're
the
working,
fucking
I'm
week off.
paying them penalty rates.
You're just writing the week off. And there was like a snap decision like that. They only decided last week, didn't they?
Yep.
I think it was a bit much. I don't think we needed it.
Again, though,
did we
you're
need
speaking like a man who doesn't have a life that...
I'm talking from if I've got a small business.
that's what
I'm
I mean though, right?
And there's like millions of them in the country.
No, of
I
course.
think you're going, did we need this?
No, absolutely.
That's where I'm coming from.
But if you're like someone who, I guess, works for the man...
Of course they wanted one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, well, fucking oath we needed one.
But did we?
If I'm doing Excel spreadsheets 5 out of the 7 days a week, yeah, we did.
I think you could say, fucking oath, I'll take one. Fucking oath, I'll take one. But did we need one?
Well, yeah, dude, the nation's in mourning.
Are we?
Yeah.
People seem really rattled out there.
What about Victoria? getting 4 days
people
off?
are really upset.
People are fucking... I mean, you look at the breakfast shows, they're all in black. They're all in mourning.
Are they still wearing black?
I think I was trying to work that out this morning. They seem like they were because today's like the official day of mourning.
What's the period? Is it 10 days?
Well, I think for us...
What's an official mourning period?
Dude,
for
in
things
some
like
cultures
this?
it's 40 days. Like in Croatian, Steph's culture, it's like 40 days they wear black.
40 days. I remember at the start, I think it was like the first episode of Downton Abbey.
Jesus Christ.
Their cousins died and they wear black for like 6 months. Work that out.
Well, I mean, you know,
Times have changed, Tom.
they have.
It says the mourning period lasting until 7 days after the funeral.
Okay.
It was a couple days,
So we got a
which
few
was
more
3
days.
days ago.
So I expect all our anchors and hosts to be in black.
Well, maybe, or maybe that's just a pommy thing. I don't know.
There was a Channel 7 reporter at the finish line in the marathon who was wearing a full suit and black coat, and he was like, I've still got to do this till Thursday.
So you asked.
Well, yeah, he came up and was chatting to us, and
Do you recognise her?
he's like, are you like
Tommy Tobler?
Tommy Tobler? I was like, oh, not here, mate. I'm on the job. But he was saying even as a reporter, like he had to wear black all week, like until today.
Had to.
Had to.
Yeah,
Had to.
have to do it.
Full black coat in the sun and everything.
Oh my
That's ridiculous.
What? That's outrageous.
Love it. Love cultural traditions. Aren't they the best?
Well, they're cute.
Dave, how was your holiday?
It was lovely, thank you.
Where'd you
I had
go?
A beautiful time. I
6
went
days.
to Croatia, Frankfurt, and Switzerland.
Did you meet up with dribblers in
I
Frankfurt?
did meet up with dribblers in Frankfurt. Shout out to Xavier and Jimmy, who messaged me while I was there during the day, being like, "Yo, we're a couple of dribblers living in Frankfurt. You want to go get beers?" And get beers we did. And it was a very fun night.
What
That's
the
hilarious.
fuck?
Went to an Irish pub. They showed me around. They told me a bit of the lovely history of the beautiful city of Frankfurt.
Give us some.
I just remember them saying the city was really poor, so all their foods are like shit. Like all their signature foods are not very good. Because the whole day I was there, everyone at the touristy places was like, try this cream sauce, it's really nice. Or like, try the apple wine, which they serve everywhere. And then I met up with the boys and they're like, nah, they both suck, don't have it.
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you this? Is it true that Frankfurt's originated in Frankfurt?
We didn't get to that. That was kind of
That'd be
just,
the first question I asked.
That's
was-
literally why I'd be like, where the Frankfurt's at?
I just
That's the
assumed
first thing
that.
I'd be asking.
I did go for a lovely bratwurst lunch, but not a Frankfurt. So I don't know where that
Similar
comes
sort of.
Did you have any Frankfurts over there?
I didn't have any Frankfurts, no. But I don't know if Frankfurt for them is just a general sausage term or if they still
Yeah,
mean
like maybe
footy Franks.
Frankfurt is just all sausages, not the little.
Not the little red ones
Yeah.
that you dip in tomato sauce.
Correct. Cocktail sauce. Cocktail sort of.
Yes.
Which are, I could go for actually right now.
If there was a fucking bowl of Frankfurts,
here.
dude, I'll be plowing those fuckers.
I was wondering, do we need a little table here, somewhere we can put some,
Put Frankfurts on.
fucking Yogos,
Yeah.
M&Ms.
Dude, I got Frankfurts on the mind.
I got
right
Frankfurts on the mind with some sauce.
100%, bro.
Shit, that'd be good.
Where did Frankfurts go? Bring them back.
Well, I think they're still around.
Yeah, but you don't see them enough.
You don't see them enough. But I mean, when we went to Streety's, remember, that was so funny. I think that was you were there. When we went to Streety's as like to celebrate.
Oh, and he fucked them up.
His daughter's birth. It wasn't like it was a party. It was just like, people would slowly go over. So it was like, I think you and me were there at the same time.
Mm.
And Carly had sent him out to get like nice cheeses and shit for everyone. And then he had, along with like a nice blue or whatever, he then just got like a fuckload of cocktail sausages, Frankfurt sausages. She was like, what in the fuck is this shit? He had a bowl of them on the table. I couldn't have been happier. I flogged those.
Yeah, they were good. There was a couple of rogues that had
There was some rogue
exploded
ones.
sort of thing, you know what I mean? But that's pure street right there.
Yeah, he saw that was an impulse purchase. She sent him out probably with a list, and then he's seen those things, and it's like, fuck yeah.
Like, nothing will bring a cheese board down visually quicker than a bowl of Frankfurts.
Or cabanossi.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going for a nice aesthetic,
Yes.
Frankfurts aren't going to lift the mood.
They won't lift the aesthetic.
They'll lift the flavour palette, though.
Oh, shit, yeah. Look, the quality, in my mind, will go up, but the aesthetic certainly
You might get
go
some,
down. Side eye.
some side eyes from the
What the
ladies
fuck
in
are
the room
they?
going, have a fucking go at
And I'll
this.
go, yeah, they're Frankfurt style.
Yeah.
You don't
Carly
like-
would have had to have addressed it as soon as everyone walked in going, street bought them.
She did.
She had to. Her honour demanded it.
Yeah.
As a female, you can't be condoning the purchasing of Frankfurts at the celebration of your daughter.
No, you can't.
Not in today's
I
day
mean,
and
like, if we were to make our ideal platter, I'd have Frankfurts on there.
fuck, dude, men would have them.
Yogo mix. Like, could you have a yogo mix in
dude,
there?
do you want a yogo mix, mate? Bring them out on a tray.
Yeah.
Might do that for dessert at the wedding. Just fucking
Crazy yogo mix.
crazy yogo mixes, bro. What do you reckon the uptake would be like? Be pretty good.
I think it'd be more than people are prepared to admit.
Yeah. I think once that first one went and people got
Yeah. Who's the first person
Yeah.
to
I'd lead us
be
in a
brave
battle.
enough? Well, so would I.
Yeah. And then I think you'd see the fucking dominoes tumble.
Yeah.
100%.
M&M's, yogo mix. Oh, yeah. So you just want the nuts. Give them options.
Oh, well, it's either choc chips or it's M&M's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Options.
Well, no, you can also do the nuts, though.
Not in a yoga mix.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Can you just check that? The one where they've got the chocolate and then the other thing's got like a bit of nuts and you just...
I don't think they do that anymore.
What, discontinued the nuts?
Mm.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I haven't seen that one in long time.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you've got your M&Ms and your choc chips, but it doesn't look like the.
They used to do honeycomb drop, like little bits of honeycomb and stuff sometimes, like little one-off.
They obviously just weren't moving enough.
They weren't moving, mate. It wasn't moving the needle, so they've gone with fucking what works.
Just, well, they know what works.
Yeah, they know what works.
And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and start telling Yogo how to fucking butter their bread, you know?
No, I wouldn't. No, not when it comes to chocolate fucking yogurt. Now, Dave, back to Frankfurt.
Back to your holiday.
Yeah.
Is that all that happened?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask something. No, look, I had a lovely day there. Went and saw the sights, saw some museums and shit.
Were they of your ilk? Was it like, oi, Dave, I rip this cone? Like, was it straight into it?
No, but no, you mean the boys I met up with?
Yeah.
No, they weren't of my ilk. They were of a more upbeat European nightlife style ilk. If you
Okay.
catch my drift.
Yeah, I
But,
do. Were you talking fucking all things lefty?
Yeah, a little bit. They were kind of telling me how Germany's so good because they pretty much can't fire you from any job because like the union rights and shit are so strong.
Yeah, right.
There's something
so
about
you
like
can just
sick
do
days
whatever
that
you
like
want.
you they can't ask you when you're coming back from sick days in Germany. Like as long as you got a note, it's like you're just
So you
away
did
and
get
they
onto
can't.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
There
but
you go. Yeah,
no,
that's
it was quite
actually-
good when I
was
got to
quicker
the
than I
Irish
thought.
pub to meet them. Also, great night to go to an Irish pub because the Queen had just died. But
Oh, yeah, they would have been loving that.
yeah, I sat down and I was there waiting for a bit by myself, and this waitress spoke very good English, came over and was like, oh, are you waiting for some mates here? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I got 2 guys coming. And she's like making a bit of a joke about it, being like, oh, yeah, sure, like you've got friends, sure thing. And I was like, well, actually, they're not really my friends. I've never met them before, but they're just fans of mine. And she was and so she didn't know what to make of it, thought I was kind of like making half a joke about it as well, until these 2 like Aussie dudes rock up, both in the summer tan hats, and kind of like point to me, and they're like, hey, and I'm shaking their hand, and she's looking over me like, fuck, so you weren't lying. And I'm like, man, I'm huge in Australia.
DYOR.
There you go.
DYOR
The
days.
king of Europe.
That was a
How's
very
your
eventful day in Frankfurt.
How's your German, mate?
It's wunderbar.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
my German a lot better than my Croatian. Croatian, I'm sure you know, Tom, very hard language to speak. Like,
Yeah, it is hard, and it's probably one of the bones of contention from my wife and arguably her mother as well, is that after 15-ish years, very little Croatian I've taken on. I can sort of understand when they're talking a little bit, but that's usually because in and amongst the Croatian, there's like one English word, and I'm like, okay, I think I know where we're going. But they forget that I'm even in the room, and they just talk Croatian. Steph's mum will talk to me in Croatian sometimes. I'm like, Marina, I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
but it's like you go to
I
a
was
lot of
speaking
these
Croatian the
countries.
other day when we were there.
They do it to each other often because it's like way easier, but she will talk to me sometimes, and I'm like, I just sit there like I'm fucking wallpaper. Like, all right, whatever. This is all going on around me. I guess I can watch the TV now because no one's talking to me directly if they're speaking another language. I would like to learn, but I mean, fuck, who's got time to learn another language, you know?
Not at this age.
I'd have to go live there, you know, because like we don't.
It's like, is it annoying to you that your daughter knows more Croatian than you?
She doesn't really, dude. She needs to learn more, and that's on Steph and Marina. No offense.
I thought they were.
They do, but again, like with Steph in our house, 50% of us don't talk Croatian. So, well, more than that actually.
What's
75% don't talk Croatian. So she's got to step it up. But Evie, being the little genius she is, can count to 10 in Croatian.
Can you?
No, so
she does know more than you. Yeah.
And she can, like, she knows like her head, her nose, her ears, and all that.
Right,
stuff.
so
she does know more.
Yeah.
I take that back.
That was
But-
unfair.
But she doesn't. It's funny. She doesn't understand it's another language. You know what I mean? I try and explain that shit to her. It's like English, head, Croatian, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You're proving it. You're proving a point.
Norga?
Noggin.
Glava.
Glava. Fuck
Glava.
me dead.
So, noggin.
No,
And I didn't
glava.
look that up. I knew that from being in Croatia.
Fuck off.
It is like, no, you go to all these countries like Germany or France or Italy, and you pick up a few words even if you're there for like a week.
Yes.
Croatian, like absolutely nothing. It's just not it's not an intuitive language
No, it's
for
not.
English
It's-
speakers.
It's a lot of itches and chotches and
Like we
bitches
tried to
and-
learn what cheers was, and they told us, and I just like in one ear out the other. It's
Fuck,
not
what
something
is
you
it?
remember.
I know how to say pass me a cigarette. Daj mi cigaru.
Nice.
Or daj mi cigaru, same shit, yeah.
I think cheers is živjeli.
Oh, it is.
Sounds about right, yeah. But that's like the pronunciation is like a bit like Eastern European Russian. So like a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
the
dude. You look at the language, like the way letters sound. It's a head spin. Like, it's difficult.
But beautiful country.
Beautiful,
Confusing
dude.
language.
It's
amazing
it's
country.
like the most beautiful. You'll find me there next year, posted up on a beach like a fucking beach whale. Oh, beach whales, Western Australia, sad.
Oh,
See
really?
that? 230 of them.
Fuck off.
Only 35 surviving, or
I think
potentially
it's
going to.
Tasmania, not Western Australia.
Oh, no. On their way up or back? Were they from... Where were they?
Mate, I haven't had a chance to speak to any of them, so I'm not 100% sure what they were doing.
We're going to have to get down there over
We're
the
actually going
weekend.
to get down there and have a yarn to a couple of survivors. Why'd you do it?
No word?
Why'd you
no
do
comment?
it? No comment? Okay. All right, you don't have to be a prick.
You don't have to be a cunt. We had to came all this way.
Just to fucking see what you
Look, I know
just to
you
hear
lost
your
your
side of the
fucking...
story.
I know I lost most of your family, but good lord.
230, bro. I don't understand why whales do that.
Why do
Like,
whales
is it
beach themselves?
Is it an accident or is it like mass suicide?
I
know
would
what I mean?
think it's an accident.
Whales are pretty fucking cluey,
That's what
bro.
I mean. They're smart. Like, how do you accidentally swim up onto the sand?
All of you.
Especially when you got like your big
Surely you're like, it's getting pretty narrow. I'm getting pretty shallow,
here,
right?
and I'm getting like, don't they use like the sounds to like bounce shit?
Sonar.
Sonar. Beep. Beep. There you go. Dude, I mean, I can't speak Croatian, but I can understand whale.
So it says, so this place in Tasmania is a bit of a hotspot for pilot whales to get beached.
Shout out to Pilot, not an ad.
And it says there could be multiple causes relating to cyclical changes in ocean temperatures that may have pushed prey closer to shore. And also pilot whales are highly social and cohesive. So like one can go and then everyone will just like follow them.
Like if we were to serve yogos at a wedding.
Yes.
One in, all in.
Yeah. That's
But it
right.
says, so these ones remain mostly a mystery because this has been the same species, same location, same time as a previous case. There might be something environmental about the area, misnavigation, or a topography hazard. It could also be a sick individual. So this is what it said about generally, like if a single whale gets beached, sometimes they're sick and so like their navigation's off or they just like stop trying to swim against the currents and end up. And so it can also be that one of them does that and everyone's like, well, let's follow Jim. And Jim's just gone.
And Jim's just fucking off his head.
Jesus Christ.
Like if you have a leader of a people who's sick and you lead them into danger.
Yep. History's
History.
littered with
Those
similar stories,
exactly
Tom.
Right.
Similar stories. Well, it's good to have you back, David.
It's great to be back.
Yep.
Missed you guys. I missed a lot of fun action here.
Yeah, look, a lot's happened, dude.
Well, we ran a marathon.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I
you
actually
hear
heard
about
about that, yeah.
Were they covering
I know
that
you were
on
trying to
fucking
keep it on the down low. But
German TV?
yeah, they were like, Tom und Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, no one believed in him. He did it.
What a man.
I always believed in you, Tom.
Thank you so much, Dave. You would be the only one. Now, you've got a girlfriend, so how did that go while you're away?
It was good. Like,
It's official. I was just
well,
trolling you.
It's I don't know. You.
Finally.
It went well. We were chatting a lot while I was away, and then I've seen her the last 2 nights since I've been back.
Airport pickup?
Nah, not airport pickup.
That would have been serious.
That would have been fucking serious.
She hasn't met my parents yet.
Oh, when's that happen?
Have you met her parents?
No, because they live in Adelaide. But I have met all her roommates in her like 10-person share house.
So she's
like,
from Adelaide?
She's from Adelaide.
That's a
yeah.
red flag.
Hey, my mum's from Adelaide.
Well, there you go.
But I do
Oedipus
agree.
complex?
Bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I have no issue with Adelaide. No beef with Adelaide. So it's going well.
It's going really well. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I got woken up at like 7 a.m. this morning by her Turkish roommate's alarm going off.
Turkish roommate's alarm.
Housemate, roommate, whatever you want to call it.
No, I just mean like, it doesn't matter.
There's a lot going on in that house where she's living.
How many people are in there?
I think there's about between 8 and 10 maybe.
What?
Yeah.
That's too many.
That's a lot of people, dude. That's
there's
a
her,
fucking
there's-
hostel.
Is that a hostel?
No, it's like a share house in Leichhardt.
How many? Is it a big house?
It's pretty big. Like everyone's got a few people are sharing rooms. There's her, there's a Brazilian girl, there's 2 Japanese girls, 2 Turkish dudes. There's, I think, 2 British dudes. The landlord's also living there in the garage at the moment. And I think there might be 1 or 2 Australians.
Dude,
How many bathrooms are there?
I don't know. I haven't investigated.
That
too
is
closely.
so many. That's the most crowded
How many
share
people,
house I've
how
ever
many
heard.
houses are there? How many bedrooms?
Like there must be like 6 or 7, but it also seems
So
like
there's people sharing rooms and there's a bloke in the garage.
yeah, like the 2 Turkish dudes are sharing, and I think there's a couple that also live, and so they share a room.
Right.
But like, there's a downstairs area which it seems like half the rooms aren't actually bedrooms, and they've just kind of put up these makeshift walls to.
That's
make
share
some
house
rooms.
living.
What's the kitchen like? Give me the lay of the. I'm fascinated by
It's
this place
dirty
now.
as fuck.
It's actually not too bad. Like it's not sparkly. The kitchen is kind of small-ish for that many people. Like it's just a bit of a narrow kind of thing with your dishwasher and fridge on the one side and then drawers and shit on the other side.
Have they got times that they cook? Like, how's this all working?
Yeah, I don't know how they all work it out.
How
And because-
haven't you? I'd be just.
Have you had a
filled with
shower there?
questions.
No.
You haven't.
I've only been over there.
Is there a line? Surely there's a
not a
line in the
line.
morning.
Maybe.
What's the living room situation? Is there like how is everyone enjoying the block at the same time.
There's a few different spaces, I think. There's one which is like the front room near the front door, which is just like a big leather L couch. They got some fucking big TVs in that house.
Well, you're going to need them with 10 people.
Yeah, that's true. And then, like, I didn't really go there, but then out the back, there's like a little patio garden area and another living area just on the inside of that.
Why so many people? Like what? I mean, I assume rent, right? Get the rent down.
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like everyone who lives there has kind of just moved to Sydney.
Do you know what the rent being paid is?
Nah.
Fuck, I just couldn't stop asking questions. Like I'd be.
I'd like to go and sit them all down and go talk to me.
Yeah, I'd like to do a tour of the house.
Tell me what's going on in here.
I'd love to do a tour of the house.
It's an interesting place. English is definitely like the minority language spoken in that house.
Yeah, right.
Most
I'm
people don't
fascinated by
speak
the
great
landlord
English.
fucking shacking up in the garage.
Yeah, that's a bit of a situation where no one's really happy about that. That's a bit weird. Because he's also just lost his license and bought a bunch of bikes to get himself around. He's also a bit of a hoarder.
Why does he need more than
apparently.
one?
I don't know. He got apparently a mountain bike, like road bike, a women's bike, because apparently that's more comfortable or some shit.
Okay, so this guy's
And then,
got like a purchasing problem. He's also hoarding tenants. as
Yeah, well,
as
he's a
bikes.
Hoarder. He has like,
He's a hoarder, yeah.
He's hoarding. He's hoarding
Hoarding
everything.
people.
He's hoarding people.
yeah. It's
Good
not
for
the only
him.
thing he's hoarding.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bikes though for one guy. How old is the landlord?
It's like 30, 35 or something.
Good for him.
30? He's done well. He's done very well.
Good for him owning a property in Leichhardt at 30.
That's impressive. Well, David, it's good to have you back, mate.
I still got
Glad you
more
had a good
questions.
time.
Yeah, come
Sorry,
on,
more
keep it coming.
questions. How did you make it official?
Make what official?
Your relationship.
Oh, we haven't.
You said girlfriend before.
No, you said girlfriend.
And you said yes.
Well, I said she was good because I knew who you were talking about. but
Okay, so
nothing's official.
What's the?
Well, what's the fucking plan, Stan?
what's the
Talk
plan?
us through it. We need action.
I don't know what the plan
You
is.
got a lovely lady sitting in the palm of your hand, ready to be dated.
In a house with 50 fucking people, you probably got to save her from that environment. You guys move out together. You're still living with your
You
parents
may
at
well be
28.
Prince Charming, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's game plan this thing.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a plan of attack.
Do I need like a lovely little restaurant spot?
Well,
somewhere
potentially,
nice?
is
Yeah.
she? What's her dietary requirements? You don't want anything like that to derail
Yeah,
the
no,
official.
she's pretty good. She eats kind of everything.
That's good. That's good. No offense to people with dietary requirements, but you are a drag.
Look, if they're medical, I'll allow them.
You have to allow
but
them
if it's
medical.
but if it's like I don't eat that because I don't like the taste,
then you're a drag.
then you're annoying.
Yeah.
However, we don't have that problem here. David, I think you do it in the evening, set the mood.
Yep.
You could also do it over a long lunch, but there's something about candlelight that'll, get things moving.
Or
in the
even
right
I think
way.
you go to a nice dinner ready, dimly lit though.
It needs to be, look,
dimly lit.
lighting is everything
Yep.
in the dating game.
Yep.
She lives just down the road from Grappa, the Italian place there. in
I do.
Leichhardt. It's a
That's
lovely spot.
that's the place where Wayne Bennett basically takes people, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's where he broke COVID protocol. So I don't know if I don't know Grappa and whether that's like a nice restaurant or whether
No,
you're
it
going to be in
is.
there
I
with
think
like
that's also where, like,
he's
all the
getting
mafia
69.
So is that where you're going to take her to Grappa
Maybe
down the
I don't know, It's a
road?
bit expensive.
Hey, bro, come on. You gotta fucking loosen the purse strings slightly for this. I think also what you want to have lined up is somewhere nice to stroll after dinner, because that's probably where I think you get it done. You stroll, either moonlight, street light, dim again, and then that's where you sort of, start broaching the like, yo. How would you actually? I want to hear like how Dave would maybe broach that.
Yeah, I don't think we need you to do it.
I don't think I want to do it.
No.
I don't know.
You've thought about it on the flight home, on the flight over there, alone at night in Frankfurt with a belly full of not Frankfurts. Like,
No.
come on, bro, talk to
Well,
us.
we kind of got into it a bit last night.
Okay.
Well,
You just got to pull back the layers of the onion, punters and dribblers.
Not so much about the future, but more about our pasts and kind of.
What? Okay. You're getting a bit metaphorical for me, bro. Just give it to me straight.
Well, we just both kind of got on the same page that neither of us had kind of been in a relationship, using air quotes here, not an official one, but a partnership like this.
You're both virgins.
Not quite. Well, no. But yeah, so I don't know. Dude, she's 19. which is a bit young, but not
It's
too
not that young.
for me.
It's not that young. You're young.
I'm like 24.
Bro, You what?
I'm 24. There's a bit of a gap.
Nah,
there.
that's play on.
That's absolutely.
I know it's play on. I've been playing it on for the last while.
Yeah, that's fine, bro.
that's not-
I wouldn't be worried about that.
No, if you were 50, I'd be like, that's
Yeah, I
eight
know. I'd be
gross.
raising an eyebrow if that was the
Yeah.
case.
But yeah, I think I've set the scene well.
Okay,
so,
good.
Like, dude, how explicit do I make it? Am I just coming up and being like, yo,
I think that
you want to be my girlfriend?
I think at your age, you need to be. I don't know if you need to say girlfriend, but like
Let's make
official
this
or
thing
something.
a fish.
You need to say something.
Yeah.
You can't just assume. You know what I mean?
I think when you're
Just
older,
as
you
you've
can.
done.
When you exactly, which is
Yeah.
what I just said. I said at your age you can't.
Yeah.
She's not. I don't think you can just fucking cruise through life now. You need to. There needs to be a moment in the sand.
I need to be like,
What's a
moment in
line?
time.
A line in the
line.
sand, a moment in time.
Put them together. A moment in the sand.
well, I can take her to a beach. That would
Well,
be
you
nice.
could have a moment in the sand.
Yeah, we could have a moment in the sand. But
Lay a towel down first.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I can offer to change our Facebook statuses to in a relationship.
God, wasn't that a period in time?
That was a thing.
That was. Steph asked me to do that, and I said no. I was
Imagine
just
like
I'm
putting
not.
it.
I'm not doing this shit.
Have you changed it to married?
Fuck no. I
Has
wouldn't
she?
even know. No, I wouldn't think so. Her last name is still her other last name, Stankovic, on fucking Facebook. Who the fuck does that anymore? But I just never did it because I was always like, this is just lame. Or maybe I did it with like my high school girlfriend, but like I wouldn't have.
You would have done it with her.
But I wouldn't have done it with. Well, I definitely didn't do it with Steph, even when she asked, because it was funny. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, right. Good for you, man.
Thanks, man. Have you changed yours?
I think it probably has been changed. Yeah.
Hilarious. Too engaged
No. I think I've changed it back
at uni.
at uni. Yeah.
Shit, dude.
But I haven't changed it to
Haven't
engaged.
changed it to
no.
engaged
No.
yet? Will you do that
I
now?
should
You should
have.
do it.
I
You should do it now.
Imagine like unironically putting your thing as it's complicated.
Dude,
just
it's
telling everyone,
complicated.
like,
That's
hey.
actually I
Changing
like
it to
that.
it's complicated would be like
That
a
would be funny.
fucking wig out.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Dave. I hope it all continues.
Thank you.
Please keep us posted.
I certainly
and if you
will.
can film it, that'd be great.
The
asking, mate.
I was like, what the?
Which part were you thinking about, Tom?
Yeah, I think everyone was confused.
No, the asking.
Yeah.
We don't have to put it on Instagram or anything. We just,
Well, no, maybe go live.
we just want to see how smooth you
Go
are.
live
Oh,
on the
God.
Instagram when he does it.
Yeah, go live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not the smoothest bloke, I don't think. That's not my forte.
No, I can.
I get there, but I'm kind of work on this, like, a bit like self-reflexively, like making joke out of everything angle.
Yeah, I could definitely see him not being smooth, and that's not a criticism because he said it, but I'm like agreeing with it.
But
You don't see smoothness out of our boy.
I don't see smoothness, but sometimes like a lack of smoothness can almost go back around in itself and become smooth.
Yeah, well, I've got a thing, I mean, like, it's kind of been ingrained into me from my dad who does this shit frequently, but it's all about, expectation building and management. So, like I know, just bear with me. Just bear with
Right.
me.
Okay.
So, like, maybe the third or fourth time, like, we went out.
What chapter in the self-help book is this from?
Just get Dad's dad's self-help book.
And I didn't
How
read
to
the
get
game.
laid by Dad's dad.
Expectation. Sorry, say it again.
Well, you'll get the point from the story. So, like, the
Right.
third or fourth time we went out or something, like, we were just kind of messaging on Instagram. Like, I didn't really have a number, so I kind of said to her at the end of the night, like, hey, like, I know we've only been out like 3 or 4 times, but, I think this is going really well, and I wanted to ask you something, but I really need you to, like, answer me honestly, and I don't want you to, spare my feelings or anything like this and anything like that. And I'm just like, can I have your phone number? I prefer texting over Instagram.
Okay. And how'd she react to that?
You could see, like, I don't know, stress isn't the right word, but like, oh shit, what's coming? And then the relief of, having it a bit better. And that's the expectation management.
I'm trying to work out what's
I'm
good
lost.
about that. Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
I'm
That's
lost.
just
What's that got to do with expectation management?
well, because you're just like, you're building up some expectation that you're about to say something really serious, and then play it
and
off.
then you don't. But what I'm
It's
trying to
about
get is,
keeping her guessing. Never let him know your next move.
okay. I mean, I think at some point you don't want to be guessing anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you want to take the guesswork out of it at some point.
At some point, you want to like be able to relax into it and go, okay, this is where we're at, and this is all good. Rather than like, wait, what the fuck was that? Did you laugh at it like it was a joke, or was she like, what the fuck was?
Nah, she was like, she found it funny. I don't know.
Oh, good. No.
It didn't destroy any.
No. I just mean like, was it played off as a joke?
Yeah. I wasn't being that serious. Yeah.
What do you reckon, Ed?
I'll let him play it out.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let him play it out.
Yeah.
Let him play it out.
Taking each ball as it comes my way.
Dude, absolutely.
I'm on the edge of my seat over here, bro. I'm excited to see how this comes together.
And that's what you want, excitement, you know?
Absolutely.
Yep.
No, absolutely. And look, also maybe check with her about whether she's comfortable with you just getting into it with us about your relationship, you know what I mean? Because we'll keep asking.
Yeah, we will.
And there may be a point where she'll be like, hey, don't tell him it. Don't tell him about your expectation management classes.
Yeah. Sounds like that was worked on quite vigorously.
Well, he ran it up the flagpole, it seems, and then tried to give it to us, and we were like, well.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows she's not just dating me, David, but she's dating DYOR Dave of the Hello Sport podcast.
Oh, she does know that, has she?
knows that, yeah.
How
Although
quickly
I'm
into the
yet
fucking...
to-
Does she call you Dior?
No. Only when I want to get kinky. No.
Hey, fucking hell, bro.
Whoa up. So how'd you broach that? Was that like the first thing you told her?
No, she's just kind of asking, like, you know, what do I do and stuff. Just trying to explain it to her, showing her the bits of the podcast where I'm on, explaining why I sit in front of a fatty Vorden glory hole is my work desk.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yep.
Just got to catch her up. But I'm yet to, and I reckon it will be quite funny one day, and maybe, give her a bit more of an insight if I'm somewhere and a dribbler actually sees me and comes up to me, because that's yet to happen in front of her.
Devo, will you be waiting?
Well, I got to take her to the hot spots. Our next drinks are going to be at the Beach Road Hotel, a very romantic venue.
Or just like, let's go to a picnic outside the fucking grand final.
Great spot.
Yeah,
I know this great spot out at Homebush.
Yeah, it's
Fuck,
outside
it's
of
good.
Core. Just going to put a little rug down here on the cement.
It's busy. Oh, is it? I noticed. Must be something on. Good on you, mate.
Dave.
All right.
Happy for you, bro.
On we go.
So, in keeping with our Thursday vibe, when we talk chess on the podcast, we do it thanks to our good friends at KO. Catch all chess tournaments live and ad-free during play on KO, and we thank them for their support. Shout out to KO, shout out to chess. Dave, what's the chess yarn go? The world of chess is in absolute turmoil at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Has it been rocked to its very foundations?
It has. I mean, for a big chess fan like me, you know, this is just, Christmas all come at once. But basically, so there's controversy between two players. One guy, a world champion, Magnus Carlsen.
Best in the world.
Yeah. And another dude, a young 19-year-old American up-and-comer called Hans Niemann, who's no stranger to controversy.
Okay.
So, ears were pricked up by some interesting developments when Carlsen was beaten by this dude, Niemann. And then a day after he lost, Carlsen posted a tweet of like Jose Mourinho saying, if I speak, I'm in big trouble, and just made all these like allusions to the fact that something fishy was going on. And then like another chess grandmaster or whatever came out and said like that Carlsen had withdrawn from that tournament because he thought that this dude Niemann, the American, was cheating. And there are a lot of wild theories going around about how you cheat and what he was doing to cheat. The most notable was basically that he was using vibrating anal beads to kind of give him like a bit of a heads up that, you can do this move, like make the risk or something like that. It was basically like, if there's a
vibrating
move to be made,
anal beads.
yes.
I mean,
But what
happens if he comes?
That's where the male G-spot is.
He could have blown like a huge wad
Well, that's how you'd tell, right? It'd be a bit of a giveaway.
if you come.
If you're sitting in your own load,
Yeah.
then
Checkmate.
there might be some beads up there.
Vibrating anal beads. Now, are these anal beads made for chess? Or is this a man with like some serious eyes up about him going,
I don't understand how he's cheating, though.
So it says here, if top players knew a move that gave them significant advantage, and if that move existed, then through the use of some digital signal, it would send them a vibration to tell them basically like that moves on. I don't really understand.
But the thing about it is, I don't know if you've ever watched chess. They're moving pretty quickly. You've got like 3 minutes of live time or some shit. So they're all constantly at it.
How much time do they have between moves? Like, how much time do you have?
You've got like 3 minutes in total, so you hit the clock as soon as you're.
Well, that's enough time for you to fucking have someone.
No. But what I'm saying
vibrate in your art.
But what I'm saying is, Magnus Carlsen's the best chess player in the world, right? And if this guy sitting next to him, who is advising him?
Someone in the room.
But the best guy in the world's playing. So who's advising the guy that some moves on?
Well, no, it's like he's got a computer algorithm going.
Oh, a computer algorithm.
Yeah.
In the anal bead.
I don't think it must be in some off-site device, perhaps, that is outside of one's rectum.
Okay, how do they get to the point of suspecting that anal play was at play?
I don't know how they jumped to that. Apparently,
Has Neiman got anal form?
He doesn't have anal form, but he does have cheating form. So he admitted that basically when he was younger, around the age of like 12 and 16, he had cheated in online matches, which is a lot, I guess, easier to cheat because you're doing it online and you can have like computer systems running in the background.
How would you have a computer system running on a live board, I wonder?
The magic of
someone
technology.
be watching the game.
Yeah, and doing the moves.
Yeah.
So he has admitted to cheating like when he was a 12 and a 16-year-old, but insisted he was now clean and even prepared to play naked to prove his innocence.
Well, that wouldn't help because then it'd still be inside him.
Yeah.
We'd need to get a cameraman into his asshole, or get him.
Or you'd need someone. You know,
would you get his
fingering
opponent?
the quitus?
Would you get Carlsen to finger him before the?
I think you'd allow Magnus an inspection of the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, get him a glove or something. But like,
well, he I mean, gloves optional, obviously, but
you wouldn't need to have a glove. I guess you just need to trim your nails.
Well, I mean, look, if he wanted to wear a glove, I'm sure he could, but I don't think it'd be necessary.
I mean, I think it would be necessary personally.
But it's not
He's
necessary.
just moving all the chess pieces around, that one finger just out for the entire game. I don't want to touch the fucking things.
But yeah, so Neiman said after he beat Carlsen, which was like this shock upset that no one saw coming, he goes, by some ridiculous miracle, him saying this, had guessed the opponent's unusual opening and was prepared for it. And he said, it must be embarrassing for the world champion to lose to me. I feel bad for him. And so even though he admitted to cheating...
When he was younger.
Yeah, when he was younger, chess.com, which is, the big website, I guess.
Huge.
Has banned him because they've said they've found him cheating way more frequently than he said. This is on online, like, maybe non-official games.
But I mean, like, fucking, if it's just you playing non-official online games and cheating, I mean, whilst cheating is not good, but like, who gives a fuck if he's cheating online? Like, are these?
Well, I think because he's like an official player. I don't know how official chess.com is, but
maybe Grandmasters, which he probably is.
Is he a Grandmaster?
I don't know if this 19-year-old dude is a Grandmaster.
He's not?
That
he's
is
only
one of
19.
the sickest titles.
You can be a Grandmaster at 19. I assume if he's playing him in these tournaments, he's got to be like... Maybe it's highly uncouth for Grandmasters.
It's highly uncouth for anyone to
beat it up cheating.
Could you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, he is a Grandmaster.
Wow. How do you become a Grandmaster?
Could we become Grandmasters?
Well, I think we can give ourselves the title. Because I'm not going to achieve that in chess. Then again, no one thought I could fucking... I'd beat up to become a Grandmaster.
Yeah, fucking oath.
It's like a...
Put the 10th in and off we go.
Yeah.
So you have to earn an ELO rating of at least 2,500 at any point in your career.
No idea what that means.
It's like, you get competition points, I guess, like fucking other sports do that.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have to have 2 favorable results from a total of at least 27 games in tournaments. So 2 very high finishes. But you can't just have 2 good tournaments and then you become one. You need to play for a long time.
2 good tournaments don't make it the master.
The Grandmaster.
But you can also become a super Grandmaster.
Now we're getting serious.
Which is...
This sounds Ku Klux Klan-y.
Yeah, Grand Wizard vibes. They're players who are usually serious contenders for the World Championships. and you have to have an ELO rating of over 2,600.
Is there anything above a Super Grandmaster?
Doesn't look like it. Super Grandmaster isn't as official a title as Grandmaster, but it's just kind of something that they call like...
It's fucking lame.
It sounds like when, you're constantly trying to change the rules. It's zinger bales.
Grandmaster's cool.
Yeah, Grandmaster's cool. Super Grandmaster is zinger bales.
Really lame. So is that the long and the short of it? Is that
Is there any more controversy?
Is that chess brought to you by KO or what?
Well, no. So like they pretty much haven't really resolved it. So
how do you accuse someone of anal beating up to cheat without any... Like, where are the beads?
Well, so I don't think
Have they found the beads?
They haven't found the beads. There was no allegations of anal beads from Carlson. I think that came from other people, one of them including the ever-reliable source of Elon Musk, who popularized that opinion, apparently.
Elon thought he had beads on.
Elon was pushing the rumor that he had beads going on.
I love that Elon's in the chess world.
I tell you what, sometimes I can't work Elon out. He's saying that he's so busy and he's fucking sleeping on the factory floor and he's in his factories, obviously. And yet he's got the time to accuse this 19-year-old kid of beating up for cheating in a chess tournament.
I guess that Lonnie, if I could be an apologist for Lonnie, and I'm not one, but I'm being one, maybe such a high-functioning operator.
He's almost doing like 30 things at once.
That's what I mean, though, right? Like, he can spin plates, multiple plates. You and I, we can't.
No. Like, that would take up... That's a day for me.
I can't
looking into it.
Yeah,
and,
getting my head around it.
And getting my head around it and formulating
how would he do it? Anal beads.
An anal bead theory. Yeah. That's a day there.
Yeah, that's a day there to try and get to anal bead. Because I probably would have gone cock ring, ankle bracelet, inner ear,
I think
cochlear implant.
Ankle bracelet's probably where you'd start.
Toe ring.
Yeah.
Then, okay, well, now we got to go internal. What does he do? Anal beads. How many beads? One? You probably need more than one because you need to be able to pull them out. If you get one, it's gone.
You need to leave a couple out.
You need to leave a couple out, at least one to just get a...
You could shit a bead out, couldn't you?
Well, that's true. You can poo. Again, what's the size of the bead here? Like, how do you stop from...
You ever thought about...
Popping one in for a chess game? Or
just in general?
No, not really, to be honest, Eddie. I'm not huge.
If they were dangled in front of you...
I'm not big on the butt stuff, personally.
No.
Like, I don't like things going into my asshole. I much prefer them coming out.
Yeah.
If I can be frank with everyone.
I think it was important you were.
Yeah.
Just to get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
So, Elon, again, Elon's he's all over the map.
Yeah. But just to, I guess, bow this, it kind of seems like the biggest voice in the he's cheating camp is Magnus Carlsen, because
Elon sounds
the
like
guy
a
that
voice.
The guy
that lost, yeah, because he also played Neiman again, I think like in the same tournament or in the next one, and basically like forfeited like on the second or third move, was just like, fuck this, I'm not playing. And everyone's come out and said like, oh, that's really bad, you can't. Someone said, like another chess player goes, it's completely unacceptable behavior to lose on purpose. It is the most unsportsmanlike behavior in the world of sports. Sports doing a lot of heavy lifting there, but he said, yeah, he could be sanctioned. And basically, there's been some analysis of Neiman's past 2 years in his games, and no one's really found a smoking gun of him cheating. So at this point, it's kind of Carlsen just being a bit stubborn, being like, this bloke's cheating.
Yeah, so this guy it could be a sour grapes situation here. And I'm not talking about the smell of the beads. Like if he is just a guy, a grandmaster who lost to a 19-year-old, he could just be a salty fucker.
That's possible. It's definitely possible. Although
People
he does, but he has got to cheat. He's got cheating in his past.
He does. So it's
hard to ignore that.
Well, it is, but he's also been forthright about it. And maybe he was a young kid, 12, 16. Like, can you hold a fucking 12-year-old or a 16-year-old to account for cheating? Obviously, it's not good, but maybe he's learned, maybe he's grown, and now he's pounding fucking the Grandmaster into the earth. And at the high end of anything, people who are super competitive are often the sorest losers.
Yep. Thanks for that, mate.
Well, the anal bead theory seems quite far-fetched.
That's Elon Musk's.
Was that Elon's idea?
That's Elon Musk's theory.
He co-sign the idea?
I don't think it was his idea. I think he maybe put it out to the masses of people in the non-chess
So it's a
world.
Carlsen idea populated by Musk. They're in cahoots.
I don't think
seemingly.
Carlson came up with the anal beads either. It's unclear where the anal beads.
Maybe it was just
came
like a
from.
chess Reddit.
Maybe. Did you have some tweets to show us as well, David?
Yeah.
About
There's a-
this?
No, not about this. So there's an interesting situation with Adam Levine of Maroon 5 fame.
This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before.
Was he dating the Victoria's Secret model?
He is, I believe, married and has 2 or 3 kids with Victoria's Secret model.
Okay.
Nice.
But a bombshell has been released online by some TikToker or something that basically he was in a year-long relationship with her as well. And I think as well as maybe a couple other girls that he was messaging
Shock
on
horror.
Instagram and stuff. And I think the biggest thing about this story is
These
just...
cunts
Dude, how can you do that?
I don't understand.
Adam Levine, blue tick, sending like, you got to have something wrong with you, don't you?
Okay, so just carry on. Like, what's happened?
Basically, she's come out with these messages and kind of posted them online, as well as, and people are laughing at kind of how like a bit 14-year-old boy sexting that his messages are. And then...
He is.
Yeah, he is. Saying stuff like, I may need to see the booty. Or just going, holy fuck, holy fucking fuck. That body of yours is absurd. You know, a lot of like stuff that you wouldn't really expect out of a multi-million-dollar, you know,
I probably
Grammy-nominated
would,
artist.
to be honest.
And also that the weird thing as well that he
Hashtag.
his wife was pregnant and he found out and basically messaged this girl whose name is Summer saying, I think he said if it's a boy, which is weird, but he basically said, I'm going to name this kid after you.
Did he name the kid after him?
I don't think she's had the baby yet.
Oh, she's pregnant now.
I think so, because I think this has all just come out. So he goes, I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Summer.
Oh,
Are you okay with that?
Sumner.
No, I think he's just not good at typing.
Are you sure they'd say sick, wouldn't they, if they write it?
Oh, no, it is Sumner. You're right.
There you
Okay.
go.
I thought they misspelt it. But yeah, Sumner.
Sumner is a weird name, so
Yeah.
you can be forgiven for that.
You
goes,
okay
"Are
with
you
that?
okay?"
Dead serious.
Yeah. Followed up with a shrug emoji. Yeah, and so he's married to Victoria's Secret model.
Can
He's
you
been
get
with
her
for
up,
8
please?
years.
Bahati Prince Lou.
Yep. And he put out a big apology as well.
let me
which is
read
all
it.
Very
Yeah.
genuine. Yeah.
A lot is being said about me right now, and I want to clear the air. I use poor judgment in speaking with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair, bullshit. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. In certain instances, it became inappropriate. I have addressed that and taken proactive steps to remedy this with my family. My wife and my family is all I care about in this world. To be this naive and stupid enough to risk the only thing that truly matters to me is the greatest mistake I could ever make. I will never make it again. I take full responsibility. We'll get through it, and we'll get through it together. There's a part of me where I'm like, if you're him, like, obviously this behavior is fucking ridiculous, right? And also the way they just do it on Instagram. It's like, do you
On his Instagram.
on his,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
obviously, that's also like, whoa, be better at fucking hiding it. That's not exactly what I'm saying. There is something that I don't necessarily think you can understand about what it would be like to have chicks just throwing themselves at you. You know what I mean? Like,
But like, I'm not condoning cheating at all, but I'm also like, there are so many breadcrumbs you're leaving behind, bruh, by having
Yes.
on your fucking personal Instagram
Yes.
with your name and the blue
Yes.
tick at the top, and you can screenshot it. Like, if you want to be a piece of shit, go down to the pub and fucking
start singing your songs.
start singing.
Yes.
You can sing that and go to some sleazy 2-star motel. You know what I mean?
Watching your ass jiggle on that table will permanently scar me, but otherwise I'm amazing. I'd do anything for it. I'd buy a steak dinner and whisper sweet nothings to it. I want to tattoo my ass.
Dude, I may need to see the booty is.
Yeah. I'm having another baby. My wifey pregnant. Why are you saying this to the chick you're fucking...
So this was with 2 other girls as well that also came out after this original one. So he was go into a few different women.
Right. So, I mean, also, again, back to like what I was saying, like it's actually not the chicks throwing themselves at him. He seems to be actively pursuing them.
Levine, mate.
Yeah.
Levine.
I've got the photos of his Victoria's Secret wife. Uh-oh.
Yep. It's mate, you see this a lot. Like the guy that cheated on Emily Ratajkowski.
He's a fucking... He looks like a toe.
Yeah. He
Can
looks,
you get that cunt up, please?
yeah, he looks like a fucking maggoty toe, that bloke.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
I just don't get it. Again, that's also, you know, like, is it the hotness of someone? Like, she could be fucking annoying. And again, I'm not justifying the behavior, but like...
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
we're just going off the face of it here.
yeah, this guy, a toe, Emily Ratajkowski, one of the
You
most
want to talk
beautiful
about
women to ever
you want to
exist.
talk about punching? That's fucking like no, bro.
I mean, that is ridiculous. What does that guy do?
Dude, I think the same thing about like Pete Davidson. I don't get
Yeah,
that.
but at least he brings something to the table there. He's a funny
okay.
comedian with a apparently monster dong. But like, what is that guy? Who is that guy?
He's a producer and actor. I'm just getting up his IMDb. He's produced... he was one of the producers on Uncut Gems. That's
Okay.
about the only like name that rings a bell in all his
It's a good fucking movie. that one.
IMDb.
He's
But I
obviously
don't
got
think
he's obviously got something about him.
Yeah,
he
he
wasn't
must.
the producer.
He must
He
have
was
something
a
bad.
He's obviously got something about
He's
him.
also not the ugliest person I've ever seen.
No, he's not.
But he's not. He's not
Emily
fucking
level.
Emrata,
Yeah.
who is so hot.
Yeah. Stepping up her
Instagram game post.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. She's living in a post breakup world.
She's
that.
good luck to her.
I mean, 100%. But you know,
That's what
the
happens.
crop tops might have got a bit croppier, and you know,
Or just fucked off completely. I mean, you do see that when anyone, guy or girl, has broken up. You start to see it on the gram.
what would your like thirst trap photo be
I wouldn't do
if
it.
you had to go back to market?
Jesus. I mean, it'd have to be something that's relative. It's probably going to be winter because
Obviously, like a big jacket on
a
or
big
something.
jacket,
Yeah.
like a trench. Well, okay.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Someone's posted this in P's and D's.
Dude, that is...
Oh my god!
my God.
Holy
Adrenaline
fuck! Holy
concept.
fucking fuck! That body of yours! Oh my god! Oh,
Dude, that's so good. I was looking better back then, which is not saying much, but I have put a little bit back on.
that's almost a post. That's fucking hilarious.
That's very good. Oh, it's roasty.
Oh,
It's
roasty. He doesn't miss that.
He doesn't,
cunt.
that motherfucker.
Fuck, he's good.
That's so good.
Would you put that up?
I mean, I don't. You'd probably want to wait till we put this podcast out because I don't know if anyone knows that. Like, I didn't know what this fucking story was.
No, obviously afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, would you?
I wouldn't give a shit. As in,
No,
would I
no, I'm
care?
saying if you're going
That
back to
photo.
market, would you put that up?
Oh, would I put that up? I feel like I'd probably have to do something better than that, wouldn't I? I mean, that's not exactly.
Would it be like a sunset photo, like you smiling, like holding a beer or something?
Cheers, man. Yeah, or it'd have to be one where like I'm working real hard to try get some like tricep definition. You know what I mean? Like most of me's covered up, but I'm just like turning around trying to.
Would
get
you?
like,
Would you go?
tricep.
Would you go onto the dating apps?
Probably.
You'd have to.
Well,
wouldn't
I've never been on the dating. If
No,
I got
neither.
fucking dumped and I'm like, you
you?
know,
I've never had it. Yeah.
we never had it, dude.
No.
As if you wouldn't. I feel like for people like you and I who have never had it, and I have no desire to because I'm very happily married. But were I to be dumped again, like Steph did to me before I went on a holiday to Bali,
Exactly. So it's not implausible.
it's not implausible. She has dumped me before. Then I'd 100% be. It'd be like seeing in color for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, look at this world I didn't realize existed. Or like, it'd be like
What's
the
the
Village.
vibe on there? Are people
Horny as hell.
Are people going on there being like, is there?
I think Tinder's now just for fucking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, can you go on there and people just go, let's fucking get down? Or do you have to wine and dine? What's the lay of the land?
Different apps have their own different, eccentricities and characteristics. Like Tinder is definitely focused towards the
Chonging?
root. Yeah, chonging. But it's also like, because of that, Tinder is so superficial. It's like, like smooth talk won't really get you.
It's
that
resume.
far.
It's a written resume.
Yeah,
like, you need to just see
What, so
me.
you're going to put you've almost got to put your fucking credentials on there.
Well, pretty much. Like
Average lasting time,
Yeah.
height.
length, girth, width.
Yeah, height length.
And then I reckon the decision for Tinder is
Favorite
made,
move.
Your finishing move.
Finishing move. Yeah, what's your finishing move? Show me.
Yeah.
Do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts.
Yeah. No butt stuff, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Please.
please.
Yeah.
But can be negotiated.
Yeah, it can be talked off the ledge.
Yeah.
Can be talked into it.
Three
Yeah, so-
beads can be
yeah.
talked into a full.
So Tinder more for chonging.
Yeah, Tinder more for chonging. Yeah, I haven't had heaps of success on Tinder. Make that what you will. But
Okay.
like Hinge and Bumble is definitely where I do my best work.
Well, it's a bit more like let's meet. It's funny because I remember when online dating first started, and it was like, what a weird fucking thing to do. Now it's like people literally meet, get married, have kids online, and it's just it is.
Well,
now
it was
very
considered a bit like, why don't you just go down to the pub and
Well, I
meet someone
think-
the old-fashioned way?
normal. Yeah, but I think when people started to do it, it was like no disrespect, but like kind of no hopery type people.
Well, they led the masses into battle.
They did.
Yeah.
It was the geeks.
desperados of the world.
Geeks,
yeah,
the
yeah.
geeks co-opted it first out of
Yeah,
necessity.
the virgins were
The
like, follow
incels.
us. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so-
then now it's much more like it's now just a convenience thing. It seems.
But I was going to say, like, when you were saying, if you got dumped and went back on it now, I think for older people and people who are very, like, kind of set in their social circles, like, it's the only kind of way you meet other people outside who you know, or, like, especially, if you got kids or whatever, you're not going out to bars and walking up to women. And even still, like, I feel like most women would be a bit wigged out if you're just kind of going up to every second woman at the bar.
Well, I
and
wouldn't go
asking
up
them.
to that. You certainly
but-
wouldn't
well,
do
then
that.
how-
You
No,
go
but
and
how else do you meet them?
that's the equivalent on. That's the Tinder
Sorry,
equivalent.
okay, yeah, as in if you were taking a Tinder approach.
Yes,
but in
that's
the
how
bar.
you're doing it.
No.
Yeah.
No, but if you were just to try and go, you just go to the bar and just try and post up.
Yeah,
try
you
and-
post up, and
try
then
and look
and then you get
Bat your
girls
eyelids.
turning away from you long enough until
yeah,
you leave.
Until you go, okay, good. Well, I'm just going home fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best thing about Tinder and all these streamlines. You can literally do that digitally while you're like sitting on the toilet and just swipe through.
Yeah, I mean, there is just something about getting rejected over and over again, it's almost
you
like
don't see-
increases your ability to get rejected as
You
well.
don't see the rejection though.
Yeah, you don't.
because you only just know if you get matched.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll see if you get ghosted or something. Like, there's a lot.
Well,
and that's the
obviously,
thing,
if you've
start chatting.
matched with, you've matched for 3 days straight and you're yet to get anything, it's not a great sign.
Why would you match then? How's that work?
I don't
why would
get
you
that,
match
yeah.
with someone and then not talk to them?
No, I'm saying if you accepted them, but they didn't accept you. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought, yeah, right. So if I swipe on you
Yeah.
and then I never hear from you, I'm like,
Well, you go back in there and you don't have any
But so it's kind of rejection, but it's like maybe they haven't seen me.
yeah, there's always like an out of like, oh, it might not actually.
They
be.
may not have I may not have come across their desk.
Yes.
But even still, like, it's so rare that you see one person and then like, oh, I hope I match with her and like think about. Well, okay, so that's kind of Tinder and I guess Bumble as well. But Hinge, you get a lot more like information and shit. You put little prompts and then to reply, you actually have to send a bit of a message. So, if you put out a good message and you're like, yeah, fuck, this is a good one.
See, that's
you
why
get
I'd
a
actually
reply.
hate Hinge more because I wouldn't like to have to
No,
put
I don't.
effort
Yeah,
into
the
but that
pressure of
makes
having to fucking write
make
something.
it like compelling.
No, but that's how you kind of get it. Because on Tinder, you're just going, it's just resume. And if your
That
resume
to
is
me
not up
might
to
be
standard,
easier.
you know,
Well,
you can-
easier in terms of like effort.
Yeah, you can get a bit of personality and like something into it, which kind of.
Yeah, but it's faux personality.
Yeah, exactly,
It's like a
like, oi.
resume or a fucking
No,
an
no,
interview.
no.
It's like
Love margaritas.
No, I'm talking about that's like Tinder.
don't mind getting pissed.
But on Hinge, that's where you like actually.
Tell me a
can
bit about
make
yourself.
funny
Oh,
note.
my, I'm doing a haiku.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Is anyone else concerned by global warming?
Yeah, exactly. Here's a photo of me and my dog.
Yeah, there's the shit like social causes I care about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
dude.
saying,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
All that virtue
Most
signaling
controversial opinion
crap.
type shit.
Oh god,
Yeah,
give me a
dude,
break.
I don't know if I could do it.
Have on the back of Tinder, have like people the amount of sexual partners gone up? Like,
Someone told me this the other
Like
day.
the
but
average-
apparently-
how much
number.
were people fucking in like the 1920s?
Nah, bro. Young people are having less sex these days than ever before.
Isn't that
apparently.
shocking?
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
I mean, maybe COVID dried up a few spells. Imagine that. COVID dry spells.
I think
Why are they
it's-
having less sex now?
So, I mean, I'll get to that. This stat was very interesting. So, from between 2009 and 2018, the proportion of adolescents reporting no sexual activity rose from 28.8% to 44.2% among young men, and from 49.5% to 74% among young women.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to fucking.
So
send
does
a
that mean
message.
they're having sex later?
I guess
You,
so.
sorry,
yeah,
I
later.
So
apologize.
adolescent-
Just say that again, please. I had to send a message.
So between 2009 and 2018, the proportion of adolescents reporting no sexual activity rose from 28% to 44% among young men and 49.5% to 74% among young women.
So that means the men are lying.
What do they
But
say?
so
why?
adolescent means like teenagers, right?
Yeah, I would assume it's late.
So they're having sex later.
Yeah.
I wonder why that might be. Like, is there a reason why they think that could be, or is it just a?
Okay, here we go. It says we need more studies to tell us why, but for young people, now this is sounding a bit boomer, computer games, increasing social media use, video games, something is replacing that time. He's just kind of
It does sound boomer, but I'm also like, it's kind of probably true.
Yeah.
Well, it might be true.
Well, it might be true. Just that like obsession with fucking technology and, you know.
But he said, we don't expect there to be one explanation or one single driver. There are multiple things going on for different age groups, different cultural groups, different partnership statuses, different genders. You don't need those individual pieces to explain a big part of a notable decrease, but each one might explain a percentage or two.
Yeah, right.
But you know,
What about
like if you think about like how much later people are getting married these days, where there's like 50 years ago, most women, if you weren't married by like, 24, 25, it was
21, mate.
exactly, yeah. So
What's
I mean,
happening
I
with
guess there's
sexual
that.
partners? Average
I
sexual
thought we went
partners.
through that already at the start of the podcast.
No, go average sexual partners.
Oh, not mine.
Yeah, right. No.
No, I think that was just you being described as an average sexual partner.
Wrecked.
There's just a lot of things about how many sexual partners is normal.
Just be like, has the number of sexual partners gone up in the last 100 years? Or 50?
I would say it would have gone up in the last 100 years.
Or 50.
Again,
Do 50.
People are sort of like betrothed to one.
Yeah, all right.
Go 50, because that's the 60s and shit where everyone fucking run around in the daisies rooting each other.
This is all like...
I just found a field of daisies.
So it says on average, and again, could be lying here, men claim to have had sexual relations with at least 18 women, while women claim to have on average only been with 8 men. For women, this number has increased for the first time in the decade. For same-sex relationships, men had an average of 3 lifetime male partners. Among gay and bisexual men, the rate of casual sexual partners was around 96, the highest of the groupings.
Well, that's what happens when you put two horny
Fuck
boys
yeah,
together.
bro. The gays just putting out that,
Dude,
putting out them numbers,
Yeah,
bro.
dudes put up numbers if both parties are just down to fuck. You know what I mean? Like
Dude, I love that shit.
horny
They're out there
dudes.
just fucking, bro.
So can you go back to the start of that? So
They're Don numbers by the
yeah,
gays,
they are.
bro.
Dude,
Fucking
gay
oath.
dudes are putting in work.
Put in that word.
96.
Fucking
That's fucking amazing, dude. It
That
makes you
is-
look. Sometimes
Mate.
it makes you wish you were gay.
Seriously, dude. I've said that before. I'm like, it'd be on for young and old,
Yeah.
mate. That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Congratulations to him as well. That's bloody good.
It just confirms what we all knew.
it does seem like overall through like people's lifetime amount of sexual partners has increased because things like divorce are a lot more common and, you know, not marrying the first person you meet when you're 18 and stuff. People have a bit more of a journey to get there. So I think amount of sexual partners is increasing, but maybe the amount of sex had overall decreasing.
Good Lord.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Enjoy your, you're enjoying your public holiday, punters and dribblers.
I hope everyone's out there fucking.
But yeah, well, it seems to me like we need to fucking get back on the job as a collective.
Yes, not you and I.
Not you and I. Well, you and I
mean,
separately.
We're not together. Not with each other.
No.
No.
Although the W Hotel
Oh, yeah, did we talk about the W Hotel?
have got their theories
Did
on
I
us.
say that on Monday?
Oh, we already said it.
The W Hotel probably think Eddie and I were fucking when we were in Brisbane.
Cock rings, vibrators.
They like
out.
provided it all in the hotel. Like they had a hangover
I didn't
box.
know that was. I didn't know that.
Hotels did that.
No.
They had like a box, like have this when you're hungover. It had Panadol in it, had breath mints, had like a powder to like help you come back. And then I was like, I needed one the next day, so I opened that, and I was like, oh, this is got cock rings, vibrators, condoms, lube, all this shit. And I was like, well, I've opened this now.
Any beads in there?
I didn't spy any beads, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I just would have. But I was like, well, fuck, these people definitely think Eddie and I got to work.
But we didn't.
But we didn't. We promised we didn't. And also, if we did, who cares?
Correct.
But we didn't. But if we did. Now, when we do actually talk rugby league on the show, we do it for KO, our good friends at KO. And this week, we have preliminary final rugby league Friday, Saturday night, ad-free, uninterrupted, during play. Friday night, is it bunnies or cows?
Cows.
Friday night, we have cows and the Eels, Eddie. I'm horny for it, dude. Okay, who are the ins? Go up quickly, Dave.
I think these are mostly just like bench ins.
Yeah. Ben Hampton, Brendan Elliott. Shout out to Brendan Elliott, still doing the damn thing. Jake Granville, Tom Chester. For the Eels, Bryce Cartwright, Kai Rodwell, Nathan Brown, Offahickey Ogden, one of my favourite rugby league names. I mean, we've sort of been saying this, Eddie. I think the Eels win.
We have been saying that, Tom, and that is for no other reason other than vibe and vibe alone. I think I can just see the Eels making a grand final. It annoys me. It pains me. But the Cows have been fucking good this year, mate.
They have. You just don't know.
It'd
if
be a
they've got
real
any more in.
Cinderella story if they made the GF.
Would you prefer, we were saying this, would you prefer the Eels to just lose now, or you prefer them to lose a grand final?
I think selfishly I'd prefer them to lose a grand final. You know what I mean?
But would you prefer the Cowboys to win or one of Panthers and Bunnies to win?
I would definitely prefer the Cowboys to make the grand final over the Eels. And like a lot of
Who
Eels,
would you want to win of all the teams remaining?
Bunnies.
Yeah.
Bunnies, then Cows, then Panthers, then Eels.
I wouldn't mind if Panthers won again. I like the Panthers.
I don't mind the Panthers. I'd prefer Bunnies, Cows, Panthers, or the competition just get cancelled.
Correct. I had the Cowboys fucking last this season. So what they're doing up there is unbelievable. Chatty Townsend, dude, he could have a fucking huge game.
So, yeah, he could. I've got him first try scorer at $41. Is that a lot? Is that unlikely? The odds would say it is unlikely.
Form guide. What's their last? What
Their
are
last two meetings there. Cowboys pumped him, and then the Eels pumped him.
When was that first game? David?
Screens for go up. Scroll up, Dave. 30th
April.
of April.
So
and
they played in August and the Eels humped.
Yeah. Post-Origin is what I would say there. 21st of August. maybe post-Origin
that's a nice form line for the Eels going in.
It is.
That's a nice form line from the Eels. But
The Eels like to go big then shit, big then shit.
But at home, Queensland
Cows,
Country
yeah.
Bank, fucking heaving.
You kind of forget,
Nanai,
like,
Scotty Drink, Tuolangi.
Townsend's won a premiership.
Yeah, he
the
has.
Sharks. Tommy did and kind of won Origin and played a fucking blinder in that match. So they're not as inexperienced as I feel like people.
Nah, they've got
and
big
you got
game
Val
players.
Holmes, You know,
Val Holmes won comps. McLean's won comps. Tamalolo's won comps.
Cotter's ripping and tearing. Hiku's been fucking great this year.
Felt's
Kyle
won
Felt,
comps.
yeah.
Scotty Drinks fucking.
Peter Hiku's probably played in finals with Manly. He might have even played in the grand final. I don't know.
Was he there in 2013?
Uh-huh. I can't remember. I feel like he was. Can you go to Manly's 2013 grand final side? Obviously, we are making it about Manly here.
Are we? Are we?
Are we, though? Are we?
Yeah, Peter Hiku was at Manly in 2013. Let's just see if he was in the team. I don't think he was. Hang on, getting it here.
Jamie
No,
Maddie
he wasn't.
Williams.
The centers were Jamie Lyon and
Tafua.
Steve Maddie.
Of course.
Off the bench, Georgie Rose, Tom Simons, Jamie Bureau, David Gower. Good looking side. Good looking side. Look, I think the Eels will win, but I want the Cows to win. It's as simple as that. Saturday night, the grand final a week early is what they're saying.
And by them, us.
And by us, also good
Everyone.
judges. Panthers, heavy fucking favourites, punters and dribblers, $1.37, shortest buggery. But the Rabbitohs are humming.
Yeah.
Trell Mitt doing the damn thing at the moment, bruh. I still think that Panthers will be too
Panthers
strong.
looking too strong. Roll through.
Charlie Staines in for Taylor May.
Pooh in for Taylor May.
Huh?
Pooh Staines
Pooh Staines, yeah.
of Lockjaw fame. Are you scrolling down?
Is it scrolling down?
No.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, like, player for player, the halves is sort of Walker Ilias. If you were to say, like, look, I mean, Panthers clearly have the better side. There's no doubt in that.
It's way better.
It's not way better. It's better. It's not way better.
It's definitely better.
Just go, okay, Cameron Murray, much of a muchness. Dry Arrow, Liam Martin, much of a muchness. Kick out better than Colin Matangi, but again, not by a whole lot.
Fisher Harris,
Mark Nichols, obviously Fisher Harris.
better than Cook.
But not, mate, they're both
for
fucking...
this season here.
Totola Leota. Totola's having probably the best season of his career. Ilias Cleary, I reckon Ilias might just have him. Walker Luai, similar.
Milne,
Crichton Campbell.
Crichton.
Yeah, but not by much either, dude. I don't think by much. Targo, Tass. I mean, you'd probably say Targo for the season, but Tass has been playing pretty well. Johnson Staines, obviously Johnson. And then Trell is Trell, who's better than Dilly Bags Edwards, but Dylan Edwards, obviously, the ghost, is very good. I want the Bunnies to win it. I really do. I really do. Not much rugby league left, dude.
3
Three games.
Yeah. It's not much at all.
It's not much rugby league.
I have found, Thomas, that I always had in my head that the period after Origin was longer than it is. It's not long at all.
Well, it is, but it's not. But I think it's just that, like...
Origin 3 felt like fucking 2 weeks ago.
The world moves very fast these days, you know?
And now we've got the grand final next weekend.
Time's speeding up. Speeding up.
Yeah, it's flying. It's pissing me off.
Brenton, speeding up.
Shout out to Brenton.
Shout out to Brenton. Fucking that guy could call anything.
And does.
Does.
And can.
Can,
and
does,
will.
Cricket, AFL, A-League, Rugby League.
Probably does some netball.
Probably netball. Probably motorsport.
Probably basketball.
Probably basketball.
They might get him on chess now.
Speed could do a good job at chess.
Yeah, he could.
Slow game, but speed it up.
They should have had him on the Queen's funeral.
Dude, he could have called the Queen's funeral.
Probably did.
Probably did.
Probably called it at home.
Yeah, he would have.
His mum and his family were like, shut the fuck up, Brenton.
Yeah, for a second.
And he's like, I can't turn it off.
I can't, dude. I have to call everything.
Someone mute dad.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's not living with his mum.
Huh?
Because you were initially saying the way whatever you said made it sound like you were going to say he was living with his parents. I'm like, I think Brenton's a little older than that. But that doesn't mean he's not living with mum and dad. I mean, the age of people living at home with their folks is also going up.
It has.
Going all the way up.
Yep, all the way up.
Looking at our two producers over there.
How old are you boys? 24, 25?
25?
Nice. Nice. When are you going to take the plunge, boys?
When our paychecks get a bit bigger.
Keep walking those dogs. No.
All right.
That's us.
See you cunts next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?